How's it going, everybody? Me and Scottie are here. We're going to do a blog kind of talk through. And the reason I need Scottie here is because he's going to be the calmer head that talks me down if I get a little bit too wound up. So we're looking at the blog. This is brains for Juggz Zombie, but they kind of buried the lead. There's a lot of interesting stuff in here. We're going to try and race through this because we've got a lot to get through tonight. So October 23rd, we got the Death Scourge. There will probably not be a 1.5 million cheat sheet guide because it's going to be like the War Scourge where you can do difficulty 8 and hit auto. Pegasus Team Showcase Finale, Fight or Flight. We got a Blitz Event coming for the Darkhawk orbs. I know that Scottie's excited for that. We got Kestrel Blitz. We got Ghost Rider Robbie coming in the Battle Pass on the 25th. We have Iron Man Infinity War coming in the Strike Pass. Plus there's a special thing here where it's going to be longer and supposed to have increased gear rewards. On the 26th, we got the Battle in War and Earn Allied 2 Orb Fragments event. We got a Quick Rumble for the Symbiotes. And then we have Cosmo being added to the Crucible Source. So that's all kind of cool stuff. We have a video talking about Riri Williams. It's kind of worth the watch. She pulls the team together. Without her, they don't get the speed bar and everything. She kind of brings the Pegasus team from needing a bunch of gear to being able to 4-man 1.6 to needing no gear and being able to use the full team on 1.6. It's night and day difference. All right, Juggz Zombie. Oh, Scottie, did you already unlock your Ironheart?
Maybe.
And how many red stars did you get?
7.
Nice. Oh, it's so strange to get that, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Juggz Zombie. First of all, okay, no, we'll wait. What could be more terrifying than an unstoppable Juggernaut charging your way? How about an undead Juggernaut and a hunger for brains? That's right, the zombie endowed with the power of the Crimson Gem of Sidorak is rushing towards the battlefield soon, where he'll join Iron Man Zombie and Hela on the Undying team. The previous Undying duo were a menace in Alliance War, and with Juggernaut by their side, this team is capable of dragging some of the top war teams to hell. Spelt with one L, so that there's no confusion. That's Hela's domain. So guys, I played with this team on the playtest. They are absolutely no joke. At low red stars and low yellow stars on both of the zombies, you can still take out like Apocalypse, Gamma teams. They're the key to take out a bunch of Skrull teams, but you're going to need bigger stars on them. They're a bonkers team. Let's continue on. Juggz Zombie is a protector with scary good resistance, unless you don't have high red stars on him. In fact, only Jessica Jones and Super Skrull will have more base resistance than Juggz at the time of his release. He spawns with Taunt and his powerful first turn can flip taunt and immunity on the enemy. His charge mechanic boosts his abilities and allows him to revive if he dies with 5 charges. And of course, Juggz Zombie applies and spreads bleeds to force the enemy carries to attack each other. Here's the important part. Just like Iron Man Zombie, Juggz Zombie will have a limited time release, complete with an event, milestones, and offers. Just like Iron Man Zombie. Do you remember that event? Do you remember those milestones? And do you remember those offers? They were more expensive than the regular offers. The event was not very free-to-play friendly. You needed to have a 4-star to be able to do the campaign. Though it was broken and some people were able to do it with having less stars, and they didn't compensate the people who weren't able to. And the milestones were very Whalestone-y. So we'll see if they repeat that. Once this release period ends, you won't be able to earn or purchase his shards for an extended period of time. Last year, they worded this differently, and I inferred that to mean it was going to be a full year before you can get Zombie Iron Man shards. A community manager and multiple game personalities called me out on that. Where is the Zombie Iron Man shards besides the Strike Pass that happened basically a year later? He is going to be unobtainable. They might as well call him Unobtainable Zombie, okay? Get him now while you can. If you want him at high stars, do not expect to be able to farm this character in 6 months. You're not going to be able to get him like that. Get him now, go hard on the event, start saving your cores. Maybe that'll help you. He probably will not have a core orb. Zombie Iron Man, I believe, didn't, or maybe that was Quicksilver. If you want this character, you have to play hard now or buy his offers. Just throwing it out there. They are setting the standard now. We'll have more information on his event, milestones, and offers next week, so check back for... by the way, I hate this. I don't care how good he is at low stars. I hate when they do a character like this. I don't care if it's a Halloween character. What do you think about that, Scottie?
I mean, it's as expected, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, the Iron Man, Zombie, and Hela updates. We did a video on this. There's not too much difference. There's a 100% chance to revive with 50% of his max health. Is the old? What's the new? plus 10% for, I don't even know. It's not very different. We did a video on this. Long story short, they got a couple callouts to Juggernaut, but most of the team synergizing parts of this new Undying team is going to be in Juggernaut's kit. All right, Night of the Were-Tigress event. So, Fight or Flight is the first one coming up. This is going to be a Blitz event where we're getting fragments for that. Starts on the 23rd. It is for Dark Hawk. What do you think about this event, Scotty? Do we know anything besides just it's going to be a Blitz event?
Well, it's Blitz wins because you're going to be getting orb fragments from wins, so that'll be a big difference because a lot of the Blitz events lately have been just win or lose, but they haven't been giving orb fragments. So initially when I saw this, I was kind of just like, I really liked that they had gotten back to just the win or lose, so people don't have to like think as much when they're blitzing. But the Blitz events, especially the release events for characters, have usually been the ones that people have enjoyed the most. Like the Beta Ray Bill one was good. It was a good way for people to get lots of shards, and I think especially coming from this Iron Man Arena Orb event, this is going to be hopefully a breath of fresh air. But until we see the orbs, I guess we can't really say that because watch them like do something similar. But they always have at least guaranteed some fragments for the character that's supposed to be unlocked during these, so hopefully that stays true, but once again we just don't know until it goes live. Compared to the Beta Ray one, it is very similar. Like the points that you need, like it's a week-long event, which everyone's gonna hate. They're gonna complain about blitzing for a week, but it is a week-long event. The total points you need do look similar to the Beta Ray Bill one. And actually, power cores are worth double that they were for the Beta Ray. Goose. So
you're a silly
that
goose.
Could be a good
You're
thing or a bad thing.
Goose.
The only weird thing is the web milestone is for Alliance credits, and you are going to have to do 50 core donations during that as well.
Okay, 50 core donations. Okay. So, yeah, hopefully there's at least like a minimum 2 Dark Hawk shards from each and every orb that we get. Yeah, please don't do trigger fires. I'm just gonna ban whoever does the next trigger fire. All right, we got the Werewolf War Zone. A full moon is shining on helicarriers once again with the second round of Werewolf War Zone. Work together with your alliance to hit milestones by battling in Alliance War to earn allied supply orb fragments from Alliance donation boxes and free claims in exchange for a wolf's ransom of cat's head amulets, red star resources, and gold. So it's basically a war event with the Alliance, and then we're gonna be whaling it on these.
They're saying they're coming from the donation boxes, so at least they're telling us that much.
There's something. We're not even going to speculate on if this is going to be free-to-play completable. We can see the gold. We know it's not going to be free-to-play completable. We will judge how bad it is when we have all the information later. We got a Rumble with the Symbiotes. That's always kind of free. We got the free claims. We got some energy. We got Ironheart shards coming in. Big old 5 of them. And now for the meat. The meat! Here we go, the next legendary and trials. You'll be able to recruit the next legendary character in his forthcoming trial. And we have some details below to help you prepare. That annihilates 50% of the Marvel characters. Let's go. We're getting so closer to figuring out who this guy is. It's explosive and it's a him. All right.
Well, they're saying forthcoming, so maybe they're hinting that it's Luke Skywalker.
Oh, true. It's definitely Luke Skywalker. All right, you'll need powerful squads of new Avengers and Rebirth for difficulties 5 through 7. However, if you're attempting difficulty 8, that is to say, if you are going for top 500 or top 50 and above to bring home major rewards, you'll need both teams, as mission nodes will call for each trait individually. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's wrap the rest of this up. You don't want to miss the first run of the next Legendaries Trials because the first run features a leaderboard with exclusive rewards. That's just talking about, like, there's red stars with the red stars and all of them. There's the extra shards. That's about it. So make your first effort count and grab as many of these leaderboards as possible. We'll have more information on the next Legendary and his entire team in an upcoming blog, including their kits. So stay tuned. In the meantime, start gearing up and powering up the new Avengers and Rebirth teams. All right, let me get your gut check on this, Scotty. Gut reaction.
Like how I feel about it?
Yeah.
I think it's shitty. Because they told us so long ago that new Avengers were going to be required. So based on past events, people assume then there would be 2 nodes with that team and a secondary team that is kind of usually your burner team. So like we've had like in humans, we've had A-Force, we've had, what was the most recent one?
Ravagers, Dark Hunters at the
yeah.
time were garbage. We had Sinister Six, we had X Factor. The only one that bucked the trend was Death Seed, which had Bionic Avengers and Wakanda, and that only became good because War Dogs was released right before. So it's not like they're releasing new Rebirth characters that'll carry the team into, further raid viability in the future. It's just kind of making a spill team. So, and also the fact that each node is going to have just one trait. It's like for this node you have to use new Avengers. For this node you have to use Rebirth. There's a lot that goes into it that I super dislike. I do think there's some nuance to be had here, but not enough for me to not like it. We're going to do a full video on this because we're going to end up going back and forth probably for 10 minutes plus, talking about the Rebirth, their future, their current state, their past. It's all going to play into it, and we need to have a much wider conversation to be had. But my gut reaction is that this is not good. It's not player friendly. It's outside of the norm, just so they could be outside of the norm. I think if we want to be charitable, the reason they're doing this is because they could not find a way to balance both nodes for just new Avengers. And to that I would say, what? Like, you make the nodes. How can't you not make the 2 nodes good for the new Avengers and then they have some sort of burn team? I don't get it. I don't like it. So I thought maybe you'd push back on a little bit more. Maybe you will when we get into the meat of the issue.
Oh, I am like until we see it, like I can't really say for sure like how big does your Rebirth have to be? How hard is that node going to be? Do you need a burn team? My gut feeling is not that it like I think it's a little bit more, I don't know, sinister, I guess, that they're doing it because they're going to have people build a team that is kind of on its way out because we know it's probably going to be replaced next raid. People have invested in a team already thinking that that's going to be their trial team. So now, yes, they'll still be able to use it, but only on one node, which just feels like a poor return on investment almost because now it's like 2 teams you have to build. That being said, there are like other characters obviously you need for the other nodes, and it's a mix and match thing, and so we always have to build more than one thing, obviously. But it does feel a little bit more like this is for the Krakens, a little bit, because they have lots of resources. They've already built Rebirth really big.
Yep.
They probably don't need to invest anymore. So it's going to help them maybe pull ahead of the people that just can't invest that much into 2 separate teams for 1 node each. And I already know there are some Krakens already like super happy about this because of that.
Yeah.
So that's, to me, is what this is. And also like trying to drain people of bio gear before the next bio team comes out.
Yeah. So one thing that this is definitely going to cause is a lack of participation in the leaderboard, which we were already kind of expecting because a lot of people were screaming that they were going to be skipping new Avengers. They just didn't care. They don't care about the Legendary. They don't want to build new Avengers, which is a horrible mistake because new Avengers are a really good team. Rebirth, no, they were a good team. Anyway, so it's going to cause a little bit of the leaderboard crunch even more. So we're going to see how that affects the percentages and everything like that. There are some charitable ways to look at this. We'll go into it more when we do the full video because it's going to take a long time to talk about it. We're already up to 14 minutes. The argument could be made that maybe the next bio raid team is not going to come out immediately when the next raid comes out. So they're trying to get people to build it bigger so that the Rebirth is less painful to use in the future raid. That is a very charitable way to look at it. Maybe in the future, these characters could be used in different teams. Maybe they get repurposed. Maybe like Madam Viper comes out and US Agent gets a team, and maybe Winter Soldier jumps on that team. That's a big maybe. Maybe Symbiote and Agent Venom. Maybe he goes with a future Symbiote team. We know we have Symbiote Surfer on the way. There's some things that would take the sting off this, but this company hasn't earned that trust from the player base to think that that's what's going to happen. How can they make this better? If they rain bio-gear on people, but they would have to rain so much bio-gear because you have Tigra and Thing are both bio. People are starting to unlock Super Scroll, that's bio. If you didn't already take Rebirth characters into Dark Dimension 6, knowing that they are most likely on their way out as a raid team feels really bad to bring them to DD6 now, whereas they used to be the best. Which is, when you say this is great for the Krakens, is because when the Krakens did their DD6 run, it was no-brainer Peggy and Captain America go. Now, that's not exactly the case anymore, right? Anyway, there's a lot of thought that goes into that. I think we'll have like a little debate back and forth. Maybe we'll bring a couple voices in and talk about it. But we'll do that later.
My only other thought is maybe like the nodes won't be terrible, and now you don't have to like be like, I have to get my new Avengers through this node without dying because I need them for a second node. So maybe that won't be as stressful because you have one team that you don't have to worry about continuing forward with.
Yeah. Also, interestingly enough, says as mission nodes will call each trait individually. It doesn't mention the nodes though. So let me pump your brakes for a second. What if New Avengers get 2 nodes and Rebirth gets 2 nodes?
Oh no!
Because I mean, for the last 2 trials, Masters of Evil were responsible for 3 nodes, and so was the Black Cat. Though I think a lot of people were skipping the 10th node on both of those. So maybe this is their way to fight that. Maybe. But we'll see. Maybe it will be nodes 5 and 10, and maybe that 10th node we can skip. So maybe if Rebirth is needed for node 10, but doing difficulty 9 with all your Scourges on, and then, no, who are we kidding? It's going to be like nodes 3 and 6, so you have to do it. I shouldn't have said that out loud, because maybe they were going to make that brain fart. Stop listening, Scopely. Go away. You're not welcome here. All right, let's finish this up. Project Pegasus. This is the whale appreciation stuff that goes on. So just having them unlocked at Gear Tier 15, that's pretty free-to-play friendly right now, right? Like, the Gear Tier 15, the orange stuff, isn't too bad, if I'm not mistaken. As long as the event is running after all the free-to-play methods go out, right?
But look at what you're getting.
Yeah, it's garbage. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's garbage. The legendary event, having them all at 4 yellow stars, you get 2 million level 5 ions and 320 Gear Tier 17 mini uniques. That's a nice little chunk. And then for the bonus, so having them all at 6 stars, so they upped it. They upped it from the 5 yellow star, which was already pretty damn whaley, to 6. So you need them still at Gear Tier 15, 6 yellow stars. The prize at the end is 2 million T2 5 ions, the same as before. 2 million T level 4 ions. Look, they're basically admitting that level 4 is rarer than level 5. Come on, you dicks. And 200.
That's what everyone says, though. They're like, I need 4, not 5 at this point.
Yeah, they're dinks. And 220 Gear Tier 18 mini uniques with additional node rewards, including Gear Tier 17 pieces. And if it's like all the other campaigns, when you beat this, you automatically get this, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
All right, put the finishing touches on your Pegasus team and gear them up to the test. Then it's going to talk about the Strike Pass. So this is where they talk about the changes. The next season of Strike Pass is just around the corner, and this new season will see several key updates. On the 25th, and in honor of Halloween, the pass will be slightly longer at 19 days instead of the typical 14. And you'll also find more rewards. Remaining after Season 45 will be an adjustment to the levels included with each pass. Going forward, the intermediate pass, blah, 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 blah. The update will better deliver relevant rewards to players that can be used immediately, such as superior gear and intermediate pass, and augmented gear on the advanced pass. Be on the lookout for the start of Season 45, and make sure you take advantage of all the rewards. I was mistaken. I thought they said there was going to be more rewards going forward. They just say remaining after Season 45 will be an adjustment to the levels. So there's actually not going to be, or at least they're not committed to putting more rewards in the pass going forward. Robbie Reyes, there's going to be the Elsa Bloodstones monster costume in there. Don't you want to play with the black and white character that stands out like a sore thumb on a team that's garbage? Don't you? Okay, great costume. Gold Dimension reminder, we are not going to entertain that. That event is done. I hope you enjoyed this video. That's it for now. This was 20 minutes. That means it was 10 minutes too long. Me and Scottie are going to go work on more videos. We're going to gather some people. We're going to have a conversation about this Rebirth nonsense. And you can look forward to that video coming out tomorrow or Sunday or something like that. Have a good one, guys. Scottie, say bye. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.